What is up, everyone? I'm so excited to talk to you about our topic for this week's video, one I get asked all the time and one that's kind of confusing if you're a first-time home buyer or even an experienced home buyer, and that is, how much house can I actually afford? First off, a little bit different background this week. There's about a half inch of snow and ice outside, so coming at you from my home office, but as always, still hard at work and just enjoying the winter wonderland outside today. So how much house can I afford to buy? That's, it's a common question, really get asked all the time. And there's really a few factors that are going to play into how much house you can afford. Okay, that's your income, your debt, and then your savings. All right. Now, one of the big key factors that a mortgage lender is going to look at, a banker is going to look at, is what is your DTI? That is your debt to income ratio. All right. This is your total monthly income compared to your total monthly debt. Okay. And so a good rule of thumb for your debt to income ratio is that your housing expenses, so your mortgage payment, insurance, stuff like that, should not exceed 28% of your monthly income. Okay, so let's say you make $5,000 a month. Take that, you multiply it times 0.28, and that's going to give you about what you should spend monthly on your housing expenses, which would be about $1,400 if you make about $5,000 a month. Another way to use this ratio is to take your annual income and multiply it by 2.5. Okay, so let's say you make $70,000 a year times 2.5. Your buying power is roughly about $175,000. Okay, now one of your first steps in this whole process before you start house hunting, before you call me, before you call any realtor, is you're going to want to talk to a mortgage lender, a mortgage loan originator, and get pre-qualified or pre-approved for your mortgage. And what this is going to do, it's going to give you an idea about how much you can afford, what your monthly payments are going to be. It's also going to give your realtor a lot more power when they go to make offers for you, because they can show the seller, hey, my client has this money, they're pre-approved, they're ready to go, let's rock and roll. Okay. And when you're picking a mortgage lender, I prefer you get one that's local. I know there's a lot of big companies out there like Rocket Mortgage, Rocket Lending, stuff like that. I prefer someone local. They have local knowledge of the market, and they're just, to me, they're more friendly to work with. You can pick them up, call them on the phone. It's not some big corporation that you're trying to fight with when you're trying to make one of the biggest purchases of your life, right? Now, another thing that's going to factor into how much house you can afford is your down payment and closing costs. Your down payment, depending on your type of loan and depending on what you can afford, is usually between 3 and 20% of the purchase price. Okay, so you can just plan on, a minimum, absolute bare minimum of at least 3% down when you're going to purchase a house, unless you're a VA. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. VA loans do qualify for, can qualify for zero down purchasing. Now, closing costs. This is a big one. Everybody always wants to know what their closing costs are, and that's kind of a complicated question for realtors because it really depends on a lot of things. Depends on who your lender is, who the title company is, when we're closing, the tax rate, and all of that stuff. But generally speaking, it's going to be between 3 to 10% of the purchase price. All right, so if you're buying a $150,000 house, you can plan on at least about $1,500 in closing costs, probably more. Okay, I don't want to say probably more, but get with your realtor. Once you have a house narrowed down, you can talk about the closing costs. But the general rule of thumb, it's going to be about 3 to 10% of the purchase price of the house. If you have any questions, I'm always here for you. I'd love to visit with you. Shoot me an email or visit my website, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Hey, this has been Forrest Henson, your friend in LakeLbj Real Estate. I've really enjoyed this week's video. I hope you'll keep watching. Hit that like button, share with all your friends, and look forward to coming at you with another video next week. Thanks. Have a great one, guys.